Okay, so that's a bit better. I've actually managed to click the right buttons this time. So, welcome to our Mystara campaign. We are session 99 or phase 3, season 1, episode 10. Today online we have Angus.
Hey all.
So you want to let us know about your character?
Sure. So I am playing Xandros, the Portal Circle of Stars druid, who definitely didn't inadvertently turn a man into a tree last session, and we're not going to talk about that. That was not my fault.
Well, hey,
That's fairly commonplace.
What's the worst that can happen? Next up we have is Parity. Dominic playing Parity. So Dominic, want to describe Parity for us? You're on.
Sorry, my mute thing was on me. Parative's a human paladin. Generally goes about things in a fairly straightforward and relatively pig-headed way. There's an obvious solution to most problems, and
Ask Dimitri.
and disregarding everything that Dimitri says is part of the single solution to the majority of problems. He's the
Well, as long as he's taken that on board, that's great.
that was learnt in the first session, I think. Parative's it's pretty standard paladin. He's relatively defensive in the grand scheme of things. Sword and board type guy. But he'll smash space when he needs to.
Okay, next up we have is Jeremy.
Good evening, all. Yes, I'm playing Dimitri Dimitrov, the sage and wise man of Soldara. The land, unfortunately, overtaken by the Phaetons or the Karameikos, but he's working to fix the problems in the world by providing guidance and advice where it's sorely needed.
I'm sure that makes a big difference.
Or not needed.
Next up is Martin.
So I'm playing a 6'4" wild elf. The Way of the Monk, and I think we're at level 11.
You are level 11.
And he doesn't talk too much, but and I don't know if he makes any sense.
We shall find out. Especially with his words of wisdom being written down by his followers.
Well, I've got like 12 or something like that.
You have a bunch of them. And just joining us is Mark.
Hello, sorry I'm late, everyone. I'm playing Bradshaw Dugan, dwarf, great weapon master extraordinaire, and that's about it. That's all I can remember. So.
Okay. So.
An avid believer in everything Dimitri says.
No, we made sure in character creation that never happened. So.
Okay.
No, I concur.
Okay, so last session, you headed out to the city of Selenica. After much fun, you finally made it there.
Yes. No people being turned into trees, apparently.
Yeah, that's the story we're sticking with.
Well, he was more of a bush than a tree.
As we said, no one's turned into a tree.
Did anyone else want to give a recap of the last session?
Yes, please.
Well, Mark volunteered. Mark, you're up.
We used Phantom Steed to get across the country and arrived where they were very suspicious of us.
Okay. Well, we were heading back towards the town of Dragon's Teeth, basically where we'd left the Shadow Elves, having rescued them from the Blood Elves, basically to check whether or not they had returned the Elven Scions from Darrakan to their families, and discovered that. Along the way, we discovered that there'd been some disturbing incidents involving what initially might have been thought of as bandits of some sort, like bandit activity, but subsequently seemed to have greater connections. And I think we're having potentially we thought that maybe the influence of giants in the area, but because it was odd that these bandits were active when there were armies of dwarves heading eastwards back to Rockholm, so we said that we'd investigate the deaths of a number of villagers nearby on our way back, but we were on an urgent mission to get to the Blood Elves. Got there, discovered that, well, yes, they were able to confirm the children were safe, but not necessarily going home just yet, which potentially makes them safer. And then, of course, the Blood Elves decided that no, they couldn't return them back to the Elfine Elves, because they were all about to die. And so then, we were heading back through to the villages along the road between Selenica and Darrakan, and basically got back to Selenica with the thought of, okay, with the night crude in there, we can work out what the best way to go is. But I think was it potentially giant activities that we picked up?
There was some giant activity you picked up. You also found out it was a festival day there on the day that we're starting on. So you wanted to spend some of that in the town. Well, the city actually, because it's one of the biggest cities of the region.
Yeah. So, but yes. So, and yes. Apparently, while stopped at one of the small towns and at the inn and getting information about these apparent bandit or non-bandit activity, apparently no one got turned into a tree, bush or any other type of shrubbery.
Not that anyone's admitting to anyway. So yes, it is.
I think actually it was admitted in the sense that the Dimitri, who unfortunately was not able to control the situation at the time because he'd gone to bed and woke up the next morning to discover that apparently the villagers were literally up in arms about certain activities by some of the party members.
Lynch mob?
So various terms could be used. But as I say, not surprisingly, Dimitri was able to talk them out of immediate action. So
I think that was because you summoned a steed and told everyone to get on it and go.
As I said, he talked them out of immediate action. Well, the villagers had immediate action.
Okay, so it is now the first day of summer. It is the holy day of those who hate prophecies. Where people are known to pretend their prophecies don't work, and sometimes they just don't.
Certainly, it's appropriate that one makes one's own prophecies. Look at Dimitri, he pulled himself up from nothingness.
Well, I mean, has he changed?
Well, I said he was a poor peasant from Caldaro initially.
Oh, just Joshua.
And he did have black hair that's now red, so that's a change.
Apparently coming into his birthright.
Okay, so you wake up to the sound of fireworks.
Okay. Did we have a really bad night or a good day? Because wouldn't the fireworks normally happen at night when you're waiting to sleep?
Normally, but they actually set them off just before dawn.
Okay.
These people are maniacs.
So it's not so much we get woken up to the sound of fireworks, we got woken up by the sound of fireworks.
Pretty much.
Bradshaw just automatically does a reaction of going, Bruce, and then realise Bruce is not around. So.
And Bradshaw has no memory of how he got here.
What? Oh, I just fall back and falls back to sleep.
Too much again.
Yeah, he falls back to sleep because he thought it was the goat, and the goat just doesn't link. It really isn't a goat anymore.
Have we moved on from the? Have we moved on from the free person with the Phantom Steed to another village?
Well,
no, we're in the city of Selenica. We've basically stayed the night at the Night's River Inn.
Okay. So we don't know what might be associated with this.
Well, I'm sure it's the sort of thing that, well, if you unexpectedly waking up to the sound of fireworks, but then Dimitri will quickly remember what day it is and realise that, oh yeah, okay, that's all logical. Unfortunate. Should have prepared with a heavier pillow to be sleeping under beforehand. But
well, Dimitri's really been in town while they've been doing this sort of display.
Mm-hmm.
It's not practiced in lots of places, as it is a holy day for the gods of entropy. So, what does anyone want to do? We've had Bradshaw's crawled back into bed.
Well, I'm already awake, meditating and doing a whole bunch of other paladin rituals that I do early in the morning because I'm so disciplined. So I venture out to find out who's making all this noise.
Okay, you see lights flashing in the sky above the city as far as you can see. It goes on for about 10 minutes and then stops.
I head in the general direction of where I think they were being launched from.
Give me an insight check.
Righto. Anyone?
The closest launch point doesn't seem to be too far away.
Yeah,
but
I'd like to join you.
Yeah.
Like, this is how every good adventure starts. Just one foot after another.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's also how a lot of bad adventures start.
Oh yeah, it's how every adventure starts.
But without those
100%.
steps, nothing happens.
Sandros is going to join you as well, just casually walking, kind of glancing over his shoulder every now and again, just to make sure that none of those halflings are appearing again. Haven't followed him.
Every time you glance over your
Well, we've
shoulder,
got
you see a
protection.
shadowy
We've got a
cloaked
protection
figure.
paladin, so
So every time Xandros glances over his shoulder, he sees a cloaked figure.
As nonchalantly as possible, which is, I know is going to be terribly. Does anyone else notice the individual following us?
I've got 17
know.
perception.
Trullin recognizes it as Drazzle straight away, but hey, with all the fireworks and stuff, Xandros has not quite been with it this morning.
Well, I'll let him know. It's nothing to worry about.
Okay. It's just the dragon.
Or
Just the
maybe it
dragon
is.
that
I don't
kidnapped
know.
me. It's not a halfling. That's the important thing. It's not a halfling.
Alex disturbing, you couldn't tell the difference.
Maybe it's two halflings standing on one on each other's shoulder.
Yep, there you go.
Now, if we're talking Drazzle, it might be 3 halflings.
That is true. Three halflings in a trench coat. What could go wrong?
The best racial class.
3 halflings in a trench coat.
Okay, so yes, you make it up to what seems to be a mechanical contraption set up outside the city. There's burn marks all around the launch site. Small little fires still burning. And you see a cheery looking gnome looking up at you as you come towards him, waving happily towards you.
Cheerful gnome. There's nothing worse.
The GM points out, is that a challenge?
Xandros is going to take a second and be like, definitely, it's not a halfling, it's a gnome. Those are different things, and just kind of remind himself. Different. Not everyone's after you.
Sandros must have a guilty conscience, does he?
I
He's
did
very
nothing wrong. I am concerned that a lynch mob is after me. Concern over being lynch mobbed is not the same as an admission of guilt. I
Well,
will
look,
die on that hill.
suffice to say, if a lynch mob turns up, I will definitely go through proper trial before allowing them to lynch you.
Thank you. I did think about impaling them all on spikes before we left, but I thought that was too much of an escalation.
Well, it would mean that the paladin would definitely side with the other side.
I was going to say that. What Mike said there was the paladin will definitely hold a trial before helping the lynch mob.
Yeah, as long as a trial has occurred, it's fine.
Mm.
Am I the only one back in the sleeping quarters, or is everyone else left?
I believe Dimitri's still there because he didn't say he was leaving.
Okay.
Okay. Dimitri was happy that it's annoying that credulous peasants are celebrating unfortunate choice of deities.
Okay, so the 4 of you arrive at the gnome. And as you get closer, he pulls stuffing out of his ears. He says, "Oi, what are you here for?"
What are you here for?
I set off the explosives.
Yeah,
I like
that's
big
why
bang.
we're here.
But the show's over.
People are trying to sleep.
I doubt that very much with all that noise.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. What's all the commotion for?
Oh, it is a celebration.
A celebration of what?
Okay, so we call it the Day of Self-Determination Rising, where you get to spit in the face of prophecies and say, I choose my own life.
Yeah, right. That doesn't bode really well for me. My God's generally chosen my life for me.
Well, it sucks when you don't like their choices.
No, I always like his choices. They're great.
He just laughs and saying, obviously you haven't had a in-depth discussion with your god yet.
No, I mean, I'm not really into, questioning why I'm doing things. I just kind of do them.
I'm sure they love followers like you.
Yeah, I just sort of do what what I'm pretty sure is what my god wants me to do. It works out most of the time.
What happens when you're wrong?
Guess we'll find out.
And when do we expect to find that out, he says.
Any day now, probably. I mean, I've had a pretty good run. So, how long does this festival go for?
Well, we set it off with it. We start off with a bang to make sure everyone's aware that it started. Wouldn't want people to sleep in and miss all the fun.
No, sir. Not at all.
And then just for fun, we have various rooms of danger and excitement for all those who want to tempt fate and prove that what fate has in store for them will not touch them this day.
Oh, that sounds quite interesting. Where can I find these games?
Well, we have them in various rooms in the city. Depends on what sort of way you've been destined to die. So what did your god tell you about your death? I know most dwarves get told, but other people occasionally get a vision of their death. Did you get one?
Oh, heroically in battle. I assume.
He shrugs and says, most battles aren't particularly heroic.
I'll make sure it's a good one when I die. I won't die in a non-heroic one. That'd be silly.
But that's generally what is asked of paladins.
Yeah. Well, when I'm asked that, I guess that will be the day that I have that disagreement with my god that you mentioned previously. But until that day, I'm pretty happy just to assume it's going to be really quite heroic and noble.
Who described this heroic and noble death?
Well, there's probably someone there's probably someone tied to a train track. There's also
you've been to the dwarves, have you?
Oh yeah. There's almost certainly a damsel in distress as well. They could be the same person or different people. There's injustice of various kinds, including racial injustice, class injustice, and a range of other injustices. And basically, somehow I'm fighting against all of these things all at the same time.
And that's what kills you?
If the damsel in distress is different from the one tied to the railway line, is the reason she's in distress is because some bastard paladin came and took her prisoner away.
Oh, maybe it's actually maybe it's that hag that we encountered ages ago. Maybe she's the damsel in distress. She's really cross at me because we foiled her plans.
Well, hey, would that be a heroic death if the hag took your soul?
Well, I mean, I'm not 100% guaranteed to die in that scenario. So, I mean, it's a heroic step towards death, maybe.
That could be worse. You could enter an agreement with the gnomes and use your soul to power our devices.
No, but see, that is completely insane.
Well, all you have to do is sign here. He pulls out a parchment, and we can see how insane it is.
This is one of those times I'm going to practice this self-determination that you've previously mentioned. I'm going to go ahead and decline. Apologies.
That's completely up to you, but you're guaranteed to live longer than you would normally, he says.
Oh, I've already got a better guarantee from my god. Don't you worry about it.
Dying gloriously in combat is generally a young man's game, he says.
Look, I've managed to survive without it happening for a reasonable amount of time so far. But, you know, it happens. It'll happen when it needs to happen. All right. Well, I'm going to go wandering off and try to find one of these opportunities to endanger myself.
He looks over at Trellin and Xandros and asks, do either of you need assistance?
I don't think so.
I know not how I am expected to die, so I do not know which room to test fate within.
Well, if it's not the right room, you could quite well die. That does happen.
Exactly why I want to choose the right room, and cannot choose the right room. I'll sit this one out. I'm just gonna... follow on after Perigy.
He does hand a map to Trellin and points to a spot on the map and saying, your friend who wants to die a heroic death, that place may help.
Fantastic.
But it's up to you if you tell him. He may want to explore on his own.
I'll show him the map, so he's fully informed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, thank you.
It's a place not far from the center of the city, so about an hour's walk away.
All right. Well, what's everyone else thinking about doing?
Rachel has a cold chill down his spine after mentioning about how to die kind of thing, and just all of a sudden wakes up going, did you touch my feet again in bed, Dimitri?
Dimitri does not sleep in the same room as Bradshaw.
Okay, and I look around, Dimitri's still sound asleep going,
Dimitri's not even in the same room, so...
That's what I mean, like he's...
okay, well, no, I look around going, I thought Dimitri's done something like crazy kind of, put like dwarf toes in water or something like that kind of thing. And I'm going, oh, okay, that's...
You see Goat currently looking down at your toes, sticking out from the sheets.
Okay. Assume you want something to eat. I better get up. Okay.
He then sits down on your feet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And go, okay, I'll get up. Still feel that cold chill down my spine when it's mentioned, you should investigate those firework thingies, but the other guys have got it. It's okay.
Hey, give me
an
athletics check.
Sorry?
Give me an athletics check.
Oh, athletics check. Yeah, you got my dice set. I'm so slack. My athletics. Okay. 28.
Okay, you manage to slide out from underneath your goat and start heading down the stairs.
Yeah, I'll go down and see what's on the breakfast table if there's anything there or something.
There is a gnome serving coffee.
Okay, I don't mind gnomes. I'm used to gnomes now. While I'm still young in age, I have learned to appreciate the other races a little bit better. I didn't say Dimitri, I said other races. Yeah.
You call it
Yeah.
a dwarf.
Hey. I've got gnomes in my castle back at home. So I have to be nice, and I'm listening to these comments going, I'm glad I'm not there this morning. Okay. But anyway, I'll say,
my
coffee.
best slaves at home are gnomes.
Well, mine are not really slaves, and my wife's a halfling, so I kind of had to make sure I didn't say anything for the whole conversation you guys had. So I was very, yeah. And I wasn't there, so I don't know what was said, so it's even better. Because she knows if I say anything like that, she knows straight away without me knowing about it. So, I'll go, coffee. I'll love one. Anything else to eat? I asked her, no?
He gives you a cookie.
A cookie. Got anything but a cookie, or cookie's the only option we've got?
Yeah, he only does the coffee and cookies. You'd have to go into the dining room for food.
Okay, well, I'll leave that. Okay, then I'll just sit down and try to wake myself up. So that's it for me, Mum.
Okay. And what's Dimitri doing?
Well, Dimitri will wake up, okay, and immediately, okay, I'm assuming this is like, okay, probably an hour or two after being awoken by the fireworks, he'll wake up and gather his stuff together and expect to meet the others downstairs, ready to go through the portal to whichever location we decided to go to.
I believe you're going to Dorican City. And when you get down the stairs, you see a rather bedraggled dwarf sipping coffee.
And eating cookies. And I have a mouthful of coffee, and I offer you the cookie, half the cookie I got left. So.
What? Has it still got the paper in it, or did you take the half of the paper?
Was that paper?
In a fortune cookie?
I thought it was another sort of cookie, but if it's a fortune cookie, I wouldn't know what a fortune cookie is, so I would have just ate them. So. Remember, young dwarf here, not really knowledgeable in these mystical things from the west. I'm going to call it, not east. So, yeah.
Sure. As you look down, there's a bit of paper sticking out from the cookie you're holding.
Okay. I slowly make sure I haven't eaten the whole piece of paper. And what does it say?
It says, you shall die by a knife in the back of the head by a friend.
I just look straight at Dimitri going, really? Okay. And I show him the piece of paper in hand. He probably just laughs himself silly.
But that assumes that he's part of a class of people that is a friend.
I don't know, okay, well, Dimitri will look at it and say, impressive. Those things are normally much less accurate.
I still have as Bradshaw has a view, not the actual proper view, has a view that he's already died already. So therefore he doesn't believe it will still be active. Where that happens or not is not really up to the DM for obvious reasons. So
well, you have not passed on to your afterlife, so it wasn't the correct one.
Okay, but I'm going to go with the Bradshaw. He thinks he had, but he didn't. So yeah.
Which means if he thinks he has, he knows he's not going to the dwarven afterlife now. He'll never join his ancestors in the afterlife.
But that seems appropriate. He's already given up being a dwarf.
Good point. I still believe a little bit. I'm a bit more suspicious of local party members than usual, but still, it's
But hey, Bradshaw believes he's safe. He's got no friends.
I do have one friend, but You don't worry anyway. You can win somewhere.
And he stabbed you in the back of the head.
No, did Plowman do that? I don't think he did. I can't remember now. It's just far way back. Who knows? Anyway, go
Bradshaw
home.
did.
So Bradshaw was
Bradshaw
going.
stabbed himself.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I had a moment of reflection of my young life as a dwarf. So I'm just getting out of the teenage years, guys. So I go, okay. I'm going to pocket it still. And I go, interesting place.
As you let go of it, it just bursts into flame and disappears.
The gods are at it again.
So are you and the others ready to move?
Yeah, I'm right to go now, as long as you're okay. I think I'm woken up now. I don't know where the others went. I haven't asked anyone yet.
A gnome calls out from the who's currently brewing coffee, saying they went into the city.
Okay. We can head in there, Jeremy, to catch up with them.
I only need 4 hours in a corner because I'm already half asleep.
So Dimitri, if you're ready to go, I think everyone else is at work. I think.
Yeah, but we're ready to go from here.
Yeah, but
What are they going town for?
I point to the gnome who said it.
Did
I will defer to
did
Dimitri's
Gagos want to
knowledge.
Did Gagos want to catch up with the Lynx Mob?
Yes, no. No, thank you.
The gnome says, well, I believe they've gone in to join the festivities of the day.
What? We went here to stay for the festival? I'm thinking. Oh, so silly question. I obviously don't think.
He calls out bright sparkly. That's probably all you need to know.
Indeed. Well,
We can sit here and wait, or we can go get them.
go and fix them. I'll prepare things here.
I salute with a yes, sir, with the most disdain kind of military salute I can think of, and I mumble something about human to magic and all that kind of stuff on the way out.
Give me a performance roll.
Which actually I might not do too bad. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, let's see. Da. At 22.
Okay, so you do this really mocking, amazing salute. I'm sure that Dimitri finds it quite nice that you're giving him such respect.
No. Dimitri doesn't pay any attention whatsoever. It's Bradshaw.
I was about to say, Dimitri paying attention to a military thing? No, definitely not.
Like, Dimitri did the hand wave of, yeah, go and fix them, and immediately returned back to the book or whatever he was looking at. He didn't even look at Bradshaw as he was talking to him, let alone him when Bradshaw was talking back.
On the way out, I'll ask the gnome in what direction exactly, so I make sure I don't get lost on the way. So.
As well, you're outside the city. Take the road that goes inside the city, and you'll be closer than you would be if you head away from the city.
And I pat the gnome on the back, saying, "Thank you very much."
He says, "No coffee for you tomorrow."
Hey, I wasn't being sarcastic. I was being positive.
Hard to tell, he says.
Okay, fine. Okay. I try not to mumble anything about gnomes on the way out either. So, okay.
Okay, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
You said try.
What? I said try, I suppose. Wisdom. Oh, that's right. I'm getting above 15 today, 16.
So you manage not to say something disparaging as you leave. But you sure think it.
I tried my hardest. Didn't say I was perfect, but I tried my hardest.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
So, was Callan with them initially, or was he in the? Did he go with Bradshaw, or did he stay at the?
Trellin, Xandros, Peritiv, and Drowser went into the city.
Okay, so Karameikos eventually, yep.
And so that's
Yep.
at least 2 hours before when you went back to sleep was when they went into the city.
Yeah.
Okay, so over to Perity. You have managed to reach the city centre through the festivities.
Dimitri gives them plenty of time to meet their fate.
Excellent. So do I know where I'm going in order to like reach one of these thingities? What are these like challenges? Yeah, some,
Well, you've been given a map and you've headed straight for the place that said would serve you the best.
Right, glorious death.
fantastic. All right, let's head on in there.
Okay. As you rock on up, you find that the location you've been given is a temple dedicated to Thor.
Fantastic.
And there is a fairly old-looking cleric standing at the front, welcoming anyone who wishes to test their mettle against the avatar of Thor.
Yeah, cool, great. That's me.
He says, sure, so what is your donation to the temple for this service?
My own glorious death. No,
He says, done.
great.
Says, do you have any instructions for your remains?
I want all of my belongings to go to be donated to Thor, and my remains.
Well, there will be no remains. Don't need to worry about that.
Oh, good, fantastic. That's handy. I didn't want to have to think about that. All right. Well, so do I just head
You
on
realise,
in?
of course, that they're now going to do absolutely everything they possibly can to kill you,
Yeah, probably.
because you're donating it all for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so as you are let inside the
They
temple,
might even try and cheat fate.
you see that there is a glowing circle in the middle of the main temple area, and there's a few of the priests and paladins of Thor waiting around. Some of them you recognize.
As in, I've personally met them before?
You have met them before.
Excellent. Alright, well, I hail any of them that I, feel like, are going to recognise me, and I say, I'm here for a challenge, I'm here to prove myself to Thor.
They all burst out laughing.
Fantastic.
And you hear one of them saying, so you were suckered in by the gnomes, were you?
Apparently, I was told that I'd be able to choose my own fate and whatnot.
Well, being killed by the god of thunder is an interesting choice.
Well, I mean, it's a choice.
It is a choice.
That's what they said. They said it was interesting.
Okay, so if you're all ready, you just step through that gate there, and it will take you to where Thor's waiting for all challengers on this day.
All right. Well, I inquire as to what it was that they thought was so funny about, in theory, being tricked by the gnomes.
Well, he says that the gnomes guaranteed that they could find at least one person willing to throw themselves under the hammer of Thor. And the clerics had bet, and paladins had bet that no one was that stupid.
Oh, they hadn't met me.
That's why they burst out laughing.
Well, I'm glad to be of service. All right. Well, look, I've come this far. All right, I'll step through the portal or whatever.
Okay. You find your hair stands up on end as you step through, and next thing you find yourself standing in an area that just doesn't feel right. You look up, there's stars, but no sky. You look off in the distance, and you can see the edges of the world with water tumbling off. And you see a rainbow bridge.
And it just sort of heads off into the distance.
Well, it does seem to head off into the distance, and standing not far away, you see an icon of your religion, Thor, standing with his hammer ready. And quite a few dead around him.
So as far as I can tell, it actually is Thor.
You believe it is Thor, if not his avatar in this world.
Okay.
You have gone into a temple of Thor. You got a fair chance of meeting him. You gonna find him anywhere.
Oh, but I mean, I imagine that the Thor himself is, a bit more busy than just standing there waiting for people to come through a portal.
Hey, he's getting personal challenges. He's getting personal challenges on this day
Oh, all right.
from people who believe they can defeat him.
All right. Well, I stroll on over and I said, "Thor, I'm here. I do not wish to defeat you, but I do wish to challenge myself against your might."
He puts his hammer down and says, "And how shall you challenge me this day? Those before you chose poorly."
I challenge you to hang on a sec. To a drinking contest.
A drinking contest.
Mm.
That I am more than happy to go with. I shall send for the God's Ale.
Fantastic.
Is that
What's,
your highest attribute?
Absolutely not. Anyway, it's the decision I've gone with. Because today's the day that we make decisions.
It is. And always an interesting decision it is.
And this is what happens when you don't follow Dimitri's guidance.
Dimitri didn't guide me. He didn't even offer any guidance. For the one time he didn't offer any guidance, and look what's happened. Thanks a lot, Dimitri.
Well, you did say you wouldn't listen to him anyway.
Yeah.
He did offer guidance. You should have just followed his example. Gone back to sleep.
So yes, as you're waiting, you see two goats pulling a chariot pull up alongside Thor. And he starts pulling off some large barrels. He says the first to reach the bottom of the barrel wins. Is that a fair challenge for you?
Absolutely.
Just beware, most mortals, if they reach the bottom, may not survive.
Look, I'll either survive or hopefully I won't reach the bottom.
Well, no, that's like most mortals. Because the far majority of mortals don't reach the bottom because the first two mouthfuls is enough to kill them.
Good.
He's been known to sprinkle this on the unworthy and watch them burn.
Oh, luckily I'm, in theory, worthy.
So he picks up a cast and throws it to you. Give me a athletics roll.
Athletics. Oh, fuck. 8.
Okay, so the barrel lands on top of you, and you find yourself pinned under the barrel with it creaking against you.
Alright, I draw my dagger and stab a hole in it and commence drinking.
Let's see how good you are at stabbing the barrel. Give me an attack roll.
Okay, 24.
Okay, you manage to find a weak spot in the barrel, and it starts to leak out.
Yep, I sucked that up.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
$23.
Thor gets 36.
Great.
Okay, you might survive the first mouthful.
Look, I'm hoping that I pass out before I die.
And
That's pretty dramatic. That 36.
You know,
That's
those
my
that
new
pass
strategy.
out still die of alcohol poisoning.
Oh, good.
and you have not had its equal in drink before.
What's that, sorry?
You have not tasted its equal in drink before. You do not think
So
you
it's-
will find other drinks worthy of your lips.
Oh, that's good. I'm going to be thirsty for the rest of forever, even if I survive. Oh, well. I say delicious, and I continue slurping away.
Okay, give me another Constitution saving throw as you continue to drink.
21.
And you're watching as he one-handedly holds the barrel up and continues to drink while you're drinking. He seems to be
yeah.
enjoying the contest.
What's that, sorry?
He seems to be enjoying the contest, so you think he's half through his barrel already.
Alright.
And you've had the
Wow.
equivalent of half a glass.
Well, I mean, political kind of. Every time you stop in to talk, are you putting your hand over your finger over the hole you made?
No, I'm just you know, I'm like when I tell him how good it is, I'm like this.
So you're spilling half of it.
Yeah, mostly. So he doesn't know this is a strategy.
Okay, give me your third Constitution check.
Oh no, 13.
Okay, so you're really starting to have your vision swim after your third mouthful. And he's saying he's almost to the end. You're about to lose this competition, he says.
All right. Oh, all right. I attempt to. Let me just have a bloody think about this. All right. I attempt to crush the barrel against myself, us smashing it and emptying the barrel and winning because the barrel's empty.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh, far out. Jesus Christ. 6.
You hit the barrel with your
Actually,
head,
I'm just gonna help you.
and next thing you know, you're back in the Temple of Thor. With an outrageous laughter all around you as you feel you've got this big welt all over you.
I've got what, sorry?
You got bruises and scuff marks all over you.
Oh, okay. Alright. Well, I don't see anyone else around here challenging Thor. Good. I mean, I say to them, I don't see anybody else around here challenging Thor, so I bid you a good day, sirs. And I stumble out of the temple.
Okay. You managed to make it to the stairs and then give me an acrobatics roll with disadvantage.
Well, the first one was 3. Okay,
So
my
you're
best
getting
one is
better from there.
3.
But what was your
No,
worst
sorry,
one?
my worst one was 3. Yeah.
Okay, so as you guys watch him walking confidently, moments later you see him stumble out and just fall down the stairs like a comedy act.
Well, I'll try and help him.
As you reach him, he reeks of very sweet, appealing smell. But it reeks because it's so overpowering you can barely pay attention to what's going on. Your eyes burn.
Easy. I'll still try and help him.
Yes, you help him up. His eyes, pupils are so wide you think he's on something.
I'll try and get him out of the
He is on something. He's on death's door.
Maybe some fresh air will help him.
Yeah, I attempt to move towards the light, i.e. outside.
Okay, so you make these wonderful steps with your feet. The only reason you don't fall flat on your face again is Trellan's currently holding you up.
I knew he'd be there for me.
I mean, I only have 10 strength, so it's not a particularly advantageous limp.
Oh, that's all right. It's better than nothing.
Well, you do have coming up with you is also Drazzle, and I'm assuming that Xandros also helps carry the plastered Parative.
Begrudgingly, but yeah.
And by the time you all reach him, he pretty much just collapses in your arms, so you have to carry him out of town. And he keeps mumbling something about going to the light.
You're carrying him out of town, not to the next point of disturbed fate.
Yeah, I've got some more self-determination to do.
I don't think so today.
Yeah, I'll just have a really small rest.
So does anyone want to do something else while you're in town, or do you want to carry the paladin back to the inn?
I don't know they
I
want
guess
to
we'll
do
carry
that.
the paladin.
You don't have to, you can prop him up somewhere, I'm sure he'll be safe.
No, I'd like to take him back.
Okay, so it's about midday by the time you reach the inn. As Bradshaw comes out the door and just sees you walking towards the inn.
Oh, you come back. That's good. Demetrius says we have to go. Come on, quick. And head back in the inn.
Is that the designated spot for teleportation?
It is.
Yeah, that magical thing that he does. You know what? You know, that kind of stuff. No.
Cool.
So yes, you arrive at the inn, and Jeremy hears the drunken ramblings of Parative as the smell of him precedes him.
Never smelled better. Feeling great.
Does Dimitri recognise the smell at all?
He does not.
Smell a good time.
A unique experience.
He does have a smile on his face.
This is a grimace.
I have on the. I'll leave the assumption up to Martin that the dwarf would well know in this kind of feeling kind of thing. Is that correct?
The dwarf does know about
Oh, not
overdrinking.
from that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
not from ambrosia.
No. About there's more. If there's any sort of alcoholic combination with how he's feeling, then I would. Yeah, but if there isn't, then I understand. I wouldn't know anything about it.
He is suffering from an overdose of alcohol at the moment.
Yeah, quite young. I don't know how far I've gone as a young dwarf yet. Gone hard a couple of times, but I don't think to that kind of stage. It's almost like it's like if I feel he's gone past the stage of no return, I go, I have admiration, but I've also gone, yeah, okay, kind of thing, yeah. So no.
Whilst you guys are all mucking around, I cast Lesser Restoration on myself.
Okay, give me a religious check.
What, sorry?
Religion check.
25.
Okay, so even though you feel as if you mumbled out most of the words, you managed to enhance the effects of the alcohol and you feel bliss running through your body.
Oh, God.
Literally. You're caught on the power of your god to make it better.
So, have I actually made it better, though?
Well, considering you're following a Norse god at the moment and you've just had Norse ambrosia.
I see.
Give a definition of better.
I was hoping to cure myself of being poisoned.
Well, you're probably not going to be poisoned, but hey, you're definitely feeling the effects of it. It's like someone's giving you something that enhances all the sensations. You're feeling absolutely everything now.
Alright, who's the closest person to me?
Well, close in the relationship or close in physicality?
Who was carrying me in?
Mostly Xandros
Yep, I was.
and Trellin.
Mostly Xandros.
Yeah, well, you guys are both getting a big hug.
Sorry, I should sneeze. They're just gonna like, still probably holding you up, just pat you on the back, and then just slowly lean you against something else, so I don't have to carry the full weight of this power.
No, that's okay. I'm hugging you both. We're all in a big hug now. There's no getting out of it.
I would
Yeah.
slowly walk over to the gnome serving coffee, saying, "I think that big fellow over there needs a coffee," and just whisper that. And then, yeah.
He looks over it and says, "Coffee's not going to help."
Good
No,
point.
what I need is hugs. I need to get my fill. And you're all gonna get it. No, I gesture around to everybody.
And you see Druzzle wander over and pick him up and give him a big hug. You hear the sounds of bones creaking
Oh, that's the way.
and Armor
That's
sort
right.
of groaning.
I'm keeping 2 meters away every time. So.
And then Perity comes back to his senses and realizes his feet aren't touching the floor.
I've ascended. I'm ascending. Valhalla, welcome me.
And you're currently in a bear hug with a Dragonborn.
Oh. Oh, this is nice. I'd like to go down now.
He lets you go and you get to make a acrobatics check as you tumble. Let's see if you do better than last time.
I do. 13. It's amazing what not disadvantage will do for you.
You
Although I'm
manage,
not sure 13 is that much better.
you manage to catch your footing as you land, but you do feel awkward.
Well, you guys should have seen it. I definitely met Thor, but I can't remember what happened after that. But it was pretty. It was pretty great. I know that much.
So at this point, you all notice that he's got a imprint of the symbol of Mjolnir on his forehead.
Well, that must be a buff.
Yeah, I got his signature, guys.
Hmm.
If you go all the way out there, you may as well get it signed.
Would it be kind of the same relation of my helmet with a hole in it, kind of thing? Same sort of forehead location?
Well, your hole is in the back of the head. His mark is in his forehead.
Sorry. No good. I stared not at him, but at the similar way, looking to the side head thing. Go, okay. So, Dimitri, this portal magical thing.
Well, we've missed the window now.
Oh, have we? Oh, okay.
The portals
Is
get
it
open.
permanently open?
The portals get opened in the morning.
Oh, okay, that's okay.
So where were you that you decided to not travel today?
Oh, sorry, Jim, is that directed at me or?
No, it was directed at the others. And they said, hey, Bradshaw.
I was looking for you in another plane of existence entirely.
I don't think so. Well, kind of, but not really.
Drazzle pulls out his book and says, "Imperative stated, he will die by a glorious death." Then set out to prove that he wouldn't. And then closes his book.
Yep. That's what happened.
And yet, you deliberately avoid furthering the goal of saving the world while you set out to die a glorious death. No.
Well, look, this gnome told me some stuff, and I had to prove him right or
Correct.
wrong. I can't really remember. I can't really remember at this stage.
Yes. Well, the fate of the world is nothing.
I had a lot of good reasons to do it at the time.
Absolutely.
Hang on,
Well,
when you were asleep when I was making all these poor decisions?
I was resting prior to moving on to save the world.
Oh yeah.
So,
But I guess the world will wait till tomorrow, apparently.
so we have to wait till tomorrow morning. Is that correct, Dimitri?
Well, unless you want to walk.
No, I don't want to walk. So I'm happy to put in the inn for a day or half a day. If we have nothing else to do. Dr. Drazzle, is there any concern for us missing this thing at all?
Drazzle looks up and going, "Question?"
Question is, we've missed the portal today. Is there any concern for us missing the portal today?
Always concerned.
Okay. Well, I suppose
Drazzle very concerned about Bradshaw not remembering things.
Yeah, I'm used to that. Sorry, Dr. Drazzle. So, okay. Well, let's just wait for tomorrow, unless anyone's got a better idea. Yeah.
I can try some herbs in order to get over this whatever it is. I'll call it drunkenness.
How dare you, sir?
How dare he be so accurate, I'm sure.
Oh, I hate it when people are accurate. Really grinds my gears.
No idea how to come with Dimitri.
You do get some applause from the gnome for using the curse correctly. As grinding gears is one of the gnomish curses.
Oh, okay, good. Well, look. you know, we didn't do anything particularly successful today, sure, but we did some things.
Okay. Well,
Well, yes. I don't know. I actually could think, but yes.
Oh, was it sleeping and waiting?
Well, some of us had work to do. Apparently, if we weren't travelling.
I had heaps of work to do. What work did you do?
Would you like to see?
Yes.
He'll display the books and paperwork and magical writings that he's been working on for the morning.
Oh, we can all write nonsense on a piece of paper and claim that it's magical writing. But what did you actually get done?
You hear a grumbling coming from Drazzle as you're saying that.
Oh no, well, you know, I'm not implying that everyone who writes nonsense is writing nonsense. Just the ones who are writing nonsense.
He just squints his eyes like while looking at you. He does seem to have helped your cause.
Perhaps we can use at least part of the day somewhat more productively by confirming exactly where we wish to go tomorrow.
I think so.
Like this,
Not back to
of
that previous
last
day.
night we were looking at going to Derrican, but hey, now that we've lost a day of travel,
Have you
potentially
looked
there are other
the
places.
last place that you had it?
The gnome says the portals all connect to Darken City, and you can go from Darken City to other places.
Oh.
So you can't actually jump from here to anywhere else. You have to go from here to Darken City.
okay. Yeah, okay. I think everyone needs a coffee when I look at the name. Is that okay?
He says, sure. He starts making coffee.
Thank you. Oh, I was like, well, you continue doing your magical writing, Dimitri. Dr. Drazzle, I'm sure, would like to catch up with some writing as well. And I have a feeling how Paladin might want to have a bit of a rest and freshen up a bit.
Oh, I'm already asleep.
I'll put some herbalism stuff together in order to hopefully alleviate the drunken behaviour.
So you use some herbs that make alcohol taste horrible?
That's it, I guess.
It does alleviate the problem of alcohol if you can't drink it.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, I say, look, usually I would suggest you just continue on, like have the go. But I think we need to get you in the top service for our next movement. So.
And then Bradshaw feels something tap him in the back of the head. Apparently he's just summoned his goat.
Hey,
Friendly goat.
my friendly goat. Hey, do you want to make sure our
Tapping in the
paladin?
back of the head.
Yeah, I'll talk to the goat. Say, hey, see that guy over there, and I'll see if I get a nod from the goat.
He headbutts you.
That's as close as I'm going to get out of the goat. Would you make sure he doesn't have too much more alcohol today?
He headbutts you again.
Please? I offer apple.
He takes the apple and walks out.
No, I tried. Okay, you're off the alcohol for a little bit, but you'll feel better by then.
Yes, Doctor.
That's right, Dr. Bradshaw knows, been there before. You'll be fine. Be okay. I'll go find a bucket close by just in case.
Well, hey, that's where you take the helmet off the paladin and put it in his hands.
No, I'm a bit more nicer. That's what a dwarf would do. But I'm going to be a bit nicer.
But that is the secondary use of helmets.
I still go look for a bucket.
You find one. You find a bucket nearby.
Okay, I'll put it right just in between the legs of the sitting, hopefully paladin, and just say, just in case you need it, you know what to do.
I do know what to do.
Yeah.
I do know what to do. I
Fill
go
it with
and I
alcohol.
fill it up with
Fill it
alcohol. No,
I
I
said
don't.
that was restraining, but I thought,
No, I don't do that. I fill it up. I fill it with more coffee.
okay.
Okay, so you want to take
Exactly.
a 20 shot of coffee?
Well,
That's all
no,
right.
you're filling it full of coffee after you've drunk it.
What? I'm drinking more coffee. I've already had some, and I proceed to have more. I think.
I suggest that they bring some cookies along as well. Give it to him as well. Everyone should have a cookie. The cookies are nice, guys.
He does provide the cookies. So yes, Parative is feeling more of himself now. Now he just has that wistful back taste in his mouth of how wonderful the ambrosia really was.
And that he'll never get to drink it again.
Well, I mean,
I really
Eventually
don't.
dies and goes to Valhalla.
well, I mean, are we sure that Thor doesn't want me to go back? Anyway, that might be for another time.
Well, that might be
I
next
do.
time you
I
die.
do. Sorry, Jeremy, you go.
That was me.
That was me saying that might be next time he dies. He gets another word with Thor.
There'll always be a next time I die.
He's not quite sure if he didn't die already.
I mean, I was feeling pretty great before. I mean, 20 minutes ago, maybe, yeah, but now I'm pretty sure that I'm still alive and still in this city making poor decisions.
Just like a paladin should.
Mm-hmm.
I feel better. It's not me this time. So that's what I'm saying.
Well, that's what Bradshaw gets for sleeping in.
Bradshaw's getting more mature in his age.
And you
Still-
you smell a feast coming from the kitchen.
Ooh.
What's on the menu?
Either that or burning torches. You can have like that, Josh.
No, it's definitely food. It's not a horde of angry halflings.
Total soup.
Watch your mouth, Dimitri. You may wake up without it one morning.
That
I'm
is
just gonna I'm gonna hold. Actually, I'm gonna pull out the arrow and kind of just remind him. I still have this. I can still tree people.
That's one of my new favourite threats. What should be I thought you might wake up without it?
Magic can do many weird and wonderful things. And as we say, how does he eat? Through his nose. So,
No, through his roots, because I'll turn him into a tree.
I thought that didn't happen.
It didn't, but it'll happen to you.
Sounds interesting. But perhaps we should be discussing exactly where we're heading to prevent the next calamity on the world, especially now the next 24 hours closer.
I think that's a very sensible idea. I would have suggested it earlier, but I was having some problems.
As long as we do
Well,
not
it was
return to the
always
halflings.
worth checking with Thor. He may not
Sometimes,
have been the best choice, but whatever.
No. I 100% know the limitations of Thor. Generally, it's good for discussing things like drinking and fighting, but past that, not particularly useful. But you never know.
Well, he's a god of battle.
Mm-hmm.
So, you do see that the gnome does say that the dining room's open if you wish to eat.
I wish to eat.
Yep, Rachel's rushing. No, not running, but walking quite furiously for a door.
I am rushing. I push Bradshaw out of the way.
Can I attempt a trip attack?
You can. Give me an attack roll.
Jeez.
24?
Does that beat our paladin's armor class?
Almost certainly. Yes.
Okay, so yes, you get the paladin and trip him over, knocking him prone.
Is this...
You push me out of the road. You start this, I say, on the way past.
Is this how you treat someone with a substance abuse problem? Unbelievable.
You
I
call
thought-
these to yourself. There's no.
I thought that this was a supportive party.
You push me first, Emma. You push me first. I just raced there, therefore, and I'm saying this while I'm still walking toward, not running now, just walking slowly to that. You caused this. You pushed me. If you didn't push me, I wouldn't have tripped you.
And as you walk in, you smell the flavor of roasted goat on the table.
Is that a good thing?
For some of you, it's
So
delicious.
Dimitri is a negative influence on party unanimity.
No. Yeah, this was caused by somebody pushing me. Nothing to do with Dimitri this time. So, I mean, I think you did a very good job there. You know, go drinking battle with the god.
And Dimitri is an absolute force for unity. He's the one. He's the unity.
Really?
Just wait for the subscription fees coming later, he says.
So I got halfway. Got almost there. I stopped, looked back, and going, "Nah, he'll be alright," and I kept walking. So I did a personal roll to see if I actually would go and help you up. So
I just get up. I get up and I sit down and snatch. No, I don't. Then I sit down and start eating some goat.
It is well made. You haven't tasted goat prepared better.
Golly gosh, this goat is good. I allitterize to myself.
And you can hear singing coming from the kitchen in a halfling's voice. Much to the terror of Xandros.
I will like to thank the chef. I walk in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, well cooked meal, sir.
You see the red curly hair turn around and look at you and going, again you struggle to tell the difference.
Yep, and I have a feeling I have just memories faded on this particular red-headed. Yeah, okay.
The fact you recognise your wife.
It is my wife, isn't it? Yeah, I thought it might have been. Yeah, it's either the wife or the twisted brother who's a chef. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that one.
Well, no. I think it's the fact that you confused her by Sir.
Oh, no. As soon as I see the red hair, I go, "Oh, hi, honey. What are you doing here?"
What's it look like I'm cooking? It's not making itself, you know. I see your perception skills haven't improved much since you've left.
But you don't cook a lot at home. Why are you cooking now? Well, she tells me to do the cooking.
She just gives you what you're used to being the stare that usually is followed by multiple stab wounds.
Whoa, hang on. I was surprised to see you cooking here, okay? What are you doing here? And
She points to the stove and says, "Cooking again."
yeah, but I thought you were elsewhere when we last spoke.
I'm wherever I wish to be, she says. Are you keeping tabs?
No, look. Hey, look. Let's just start fresh. I thought you were elsewhere. You turn up here. I'm a bit surprised to see you. That's all. Okay. Can you accept my apology?
I can't always accept your apology. How many fingers would you like to lose?
No, look. Can we just leave the fingers alone? Look.
Toes then? I have no problems with toes.
Look. You can take me out the back and bash me if you want. Okay. Just let's not try to any blood this time, man. Bruises, I'm okay with.
Well, she does know how to hit you, so the bruises aren't visible.
Well, if you have to do that, I understand. But just, I apologise. Sorry. I will go back out and talk to the gang. Okay. And now, because I wasn't here last week, and I don't know the history of this halfling thing, so I don't know what happened. So I'm just going to assume that I don't know what happened.
Okay, so you see a pale-looking Bradshaw come back into the room.
Yeah. Don't be mean to the chef, guys. Just put it out there.
Why? Is the food poisoned? It's a halfling, isn't it? I told you, they're all after me.
And I whisper in your ear, it's my wife, the master assassin, cooking.
Oh god, it's even worse.
Okay, so I suggest you be nice about this, or nice knowing you. And then I walk back to my seat.
Well, someone wanted to stay here an extra day.
Hey, look, that's okay. I wasn't expecting what I saw in there. But I'm very glad that she's doing, yeah. Okay, that's enough. I kind of find the next bit of coffee and just look straight down and just drink my coffee.
Mm-hmm. It's not an alcoholic coffee, but hey, it's coffee.
Oh, look, I'm just trying to just not look up and make myself more embarrassed in front of her. So.
Okay, so as you're sitting there, you realise that Rheddrian's also there as well, who is the one who has employed most of you.
Well, I think all of us.
And so, how's your investigations going?
Yeah, well,
The investigation is going very well. I've looked in the bottom of at least one barrel, but I could not find information from that.
He heard of your exploits. He doesn't recommend challenging a god to a drinking game.
It won't be the last time. Don't you worry about that.
So he turns to Dimitri and saying, and you're saying, Dimitri?
okay. Well, as reported, the children are safe, although they may not actually return home for a while longer, but that possibly makes them safer. But the families can be rest assured that they're in no immediate danger.
So is that,
Which is perfectly true. But
that is
hey,
good news.
literally nothing can touch them at the moment. So, we were unfortunately we lost track of young or Ian. The name of the other dwarf has gone into my head. The old dwarf.
Maya.
Maya. Yep. Mia. Is it Mia?
Mia, Maya, whichever way you pronounce it, it will work.
I think it's Maya he, Maya who? Maya haha.
But yeah, so yes, unfortunately, Mia left us unexpectedly, and so that we were looking to return back towards Darrakan and also then investigate apparent odd activity going along along the pathway between here and Darrican along the Selenica road, where some of the village folk have been brutally attacked, and there seems to be evidence of giant activity in this area, which is certainly unusual for the location.
As it is, considering most of the giants are currently fighting the dwarves.
That was also what made the apparent banditry activity more odd, was the fact that it was going on when there were armies of dwarves heading back towards Rockholm. So, although they appear to have all left Darrican now, and they all appear to have passed through. So it's not been a company for a few days now. So
He doesn't believe any of the dwarves were attacked en route.
Oh no, that's right. But the idea that they say, if it had been bandits, then certainly they should have been scared off by the presence of large forces travelling along at any time. But they say there's evidence that it was giants, and if the giants are indeed at war with the dwarves at the present time, it seems odd that they were all allowed to go through, or the giants were not noted by the dwarves passing through. But yes, it seems that we were planning or looking at returning towards Karameikos, heading into the Elfburn Mountains to try and determine exactly what was going on with the giants. So, have you had other news or word of activity that we should be aware of?
He has heard of a starship that may be worth investigating. Not one from his people, but from another group who crashed.
Crashed recently?
The crash has been recently discovered.
Right. Well, certainly that would be much more interesting than a bunch of dumb giants.
But it was at least 500 years ago, and it was discovered in the last few months.
And where was this discovery made?
So, just across the border in the Broken Lands, up in the mountains. There's a small valley by itself, away from everything else, and it seemed to have crashed in there.
Yeah.
So that area above the goblins, that is green. So somewhere around where the mouse pointer is, if you can see it.
Mm-hmm. Hang on, but didn't you say the Broken Lands?
Sorry, I meant the Rockholm, the Dwarven Lands.
Oh, sorry, right. So I was just thinking, hang on. That's the map of, that's got Selenica in the middle of the map. That's not going to be anywhere near the Broken Lands. So.
Well, to put it in perspective for everyone else,
I was actually just looking at the other map, thinking, oh, hang on, I'm pretty certain that we've got a nice river inn in that town just south of the Broken Lands, but I couldn't remember exactly what the name of it was.
So that one just south of the Broken Lands is Corriglane.
Corriglane, that's right. I couldn't quite read it on the other map I was looking at. So,
you can
well,
you can right click and say
the,
open in new tab and get the full size map.
Yeah. Well, okay, if it's not far north of here, then certainly a an interesting site to look at. So it was discovered a few months ago, you said?
It was discovered a
Who
few months
discovered
ago.
it and what they found?
He says it was discovered by the Friday crew, and they just found the entryway and were able to use knock to get in. They didn't do much exploring besides that, having other priorities at the time.
Yeah. I can certainly understand why you brought this to me. We'll conduct a more thorough investigation and test out the use of this potential technology.
Reports of it is not advanced as the ship he came in, so he does suggest you be careful with what you find and do. It might not have all the safety systems intact.
That's all right. I'm sure my colleagues will be exceptional cut finders.
Being careful is my only priority.
He smiles and says, I'm sure care will be well rewarded. He looks forward to hearing who survives.
Well, it'll
As
all
long
be in
as-
my report.
As long as you've doubled your healing output, that should be fine.
So if you were to head straight there, it would be roughly 10 days travel through mountainous terrain. Unless you could fly.
I don't
And
think
we
that
fly.
all of this group can fly at one time. But
I can only fly by myself.
are you concerned that there might be others that might find the site before we arrive?
He's not, because if others find the site, they will be lucky to get there. It seems to veer the weak-minded away from it.
Yeah.
Which could be a problem for us.
Yeah. I'm sure that with adequate guidance, we'll find a way. And I'm sure that we will. We will aim to get there as rapidly as we can. We wouldn't want the poor unfortunates to suffer needlessly.
Can we just buy, like, flight travel, sorry?
What sort of flight travel are you looking to purchase? He says most airships left this entire region many years ago. Before he points to Bradshaw, he was one of the people involved in burning it down. They haven't managed to rebuild any ships in the region since then.
I look down to the coffee mug again. So.
It's nothing to be ashamed of, Bradshaw. Stopping the Alsatian fleet, or delaying the Alsatian fleet. They've certainly given us a few more years of relative peace.
Yeah, but yeah, still, it has both effects, I think.
Though he does remember vividly the description of Bradshaw writing his brother down, like doing a performance.
Deliberately setting its backside on fire.
Look, let's we talk about it. Okay, look, what's done is done now. Bradshaw, what doesn't mean it was a fine moment. It wasn't a fine moment. So I'd like to just move on if that's okay.
He does say you should celebrate your successes or your interesting encounters.
Yeah, I mean, my brother sees it a different way, unfortunately. So,
Well, you did
and-
set him alight, and then ride him down to the ground.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like him much either, but it's like, look, no, I've gone past, I've matured. I'm still young. I was a young dwarf back then. I've matured a little bit since then. Okay?
And you didn't invite him to the wedding.
Right, so he wouldn't be counted as a friend.
You still don't listen to those wiser and older than you are.
Don't listen to me, you do, Dimitri. That's the only one I really don't listen to otherwise. So. I'm getting better. I said, look, I was a young, temperamental, teenage dwarf, so I'm learning that I have to listen more. Okay, so I think it's a sign of moving in the right direction. You can agree with that, can't you, Dimitri?
Well, it's not much point listening to the wrong people, though.
Well, I don't listen to
As Dimitri looks across at Heritage.
Look, hey, look. Let's just let's move on. Let's just move past this. So yes, we don't have any flying ships. Okay, so now who can't fly? I suppose is the question. I know I can't fly.
Says yes, you gave up your broom. He says.
I can fly in like snippets. I have to rest between every now and again, but I can more or less fly.
Yeah, I mean, I gave up the broom for the better cause. So I think I was trying to. There was reasons behind that, and I think there was a pretty good reason. So
I
can run up vertical surfaces, so the mountains shouldn't be a problem.
I can climb up the mountain and surf on my shield all the way down, successfully rolling many athletics checks on the way. But other than that, no, I cannot fly.
Okay. We'll enjoy a lovely 10-day wander through the countryside, I'm sure.
What happened to that mount that we had?
Phantom Steed.
The Phantom Steed.
I think that's still available.
Dimitri can make them available. I'm sure you just have to listen to him to get it.
Will the Phantom Steed radically increase our rate of travel?
It will.
I propose. Hey, Dimitri, you're all-knowing and wise, and other compliments. Hey, can we get the use of that Phantom Steed again?
Is there a rush?
No. I mean, I can find lots of other things to do in this city to prove my, my ability to impose my own will on my actions. But if there was a rush,
we obviously wouldn't have wasted a day.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No, I only wasted half a day because I calculated that would be an acceptable amount of time to waste.
So you say you thought about the process in advance?
Oh, no.
You planned your actions for the day?
I lied. I didn't do that. I didn't plan anything. I don't even know how to spell calculate. I just... You got me. But seriously. Phantom mount.
So, Dimitri will turn back towards Rheddrian and confirm that, well, there's no special reason for a rush, and the fact that the opportunity to walk through the borderlands might also give an opportunity to incidentally find more evidence or information about the potential giants activity
You said it would. It's always useful taking your time and not skipping between places because you never know what you miss.
And in fact, whilst I think of it, the fact that yes, we have a few items that certain other of your staff might find useful. So, and
He's happy to take anything you want to pass on to the others.
Yeah.
So just send me a list instead of having to go through them all.
Yeah, okay. Basically, we'll hand over some of the stuff that Mia provided that then no one wanted to claim immediately. So, yeah, I will send you the list of bits and pieces. So.
There are 2 bows.
Yep.
And what are they called?
There was the
eagle eye bow that Trellin took and the antler bow that he did not.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Because if you scroll, if you go and open the chat in Discord and scroll up on there, you'll see all the items, and the highlighted items are the ones that were claimed.
Okay.
Including a certain staff of the woodlands.
No, I had the staff of the woodlands.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought you said the highlighted ones were unclaimed.
No, the highlighted ones were claimed, like I said, including a certain staff of the woodlands that has interesting effects on poor, unfortunate Darrican peasants.
Well, actually, it wasn't even the staff that caused it. It was the arrow of spell amplification that I had no way of knowing was... Oh, not spell. The arrow of... Yeah, arrow of spell amplification. Which I had no way of knowing that was it. Because I only found out after I'd ripped it out. Again, not my fault.
Which arrow is that? Rheddrian asks.
Sorry, I missed that one.
Rheddrian asks, which arrow he asks?
Zach was going to pull the arrow out of his little sheath that he keeps it in on his belt. This arrow. It's an arrow with spell amplification.
You'll be very careful about wielding such arrows, as the owner of the arrow may still be able to see and target you.
The owner of the arrow?
The one who inscribed the rune.
You know, potentially these giants that we will look out for on our trip to the north.
Well, that changes
the ones that shot up the folk of Darrican on the road between Selenica.
Very well, thank you for letting me know.
Says you'd be careful pulling with carrying such a locating item.
Maybe we pass this to the other group. No. As much of a risk as it would be to carry it, is also a very powerful artifact. And to part with it would be inconvenient.
He recommends getting a lead-lined box for it. It will cut down on the ability to scry.
I thank you for the suggestion. Is there anywhere I would be able to get a lead-lined box nearby?
You're in a big merchant city. I'm sure if you head out before end of business, you can find one quite easily.
Zedric is just gonna like immediately kind of like haul himself to his feet and shamble out, we'll say, in search of a lead-lined box.
Does anyone follow him?
What
Yeah,
time
I'll
is businesses closed?
A lot of businesses will shut a few hours before sundown.
Yes. But this was happening at dinner time, wasn't it?
It was happening at midday.
Oh, okay, lunch meal. Okay, that's right then. I was thinking, hang on.
As you're also here at lunchtime, they prepared a feast for you.
Mm-hmm. So, yes, I wonder why we're still here at lunchtime.
Because there's always a reason to rush into town.
So, yeah. Well, in that case, so if they rush off into town, then that potentially gives Dimitri more time to chat with Reggie. In fact, Reggie would probably walk off fairly shortly afterwards.
I'd like to just look at the place on the table. Say, look, hey, I'll take it out to the kitchen, and I go in there and do what I have to do, is like clean up, because that'll be. If I don't do that, I'll get in trouble.
Yeah, so she generally does assign you cleaning duties.
Yeah. I got this, honey. You can rest. It's okay. So I'll just go through, clean up, and do all the right things. I'm sure I might come back bruised and battered before everyone sees me next. So.
Not that they'll notice.
I was going to say, yeah. As long as you stay clothed, I'm sure the boost won't be visible.
Now, Dimitri, and I won't say this out loud, I'll say as a player, I cannot control what might happen. Okay? It's not in the hands of the player, it's in the hands of the DM right now. So.
No. It's certainly yes, it's a player that's going next time. Welcome to Dimitri, he didn't care. I'm sure that, well, I said, the vast majority of boozers will be covered by clothes. Some of the boozers won't be covered by clothes, but that's okay because they won't be visible even if you were naked.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say that I can't honestly say what might happen, but it depends on the mood of the certain NPC.
But certainly, you've made sure
that's
probably
even.
like riding in the morning.
A 1 is bad. I think a 20 is going to be a little bit better, but that's halfway, so I expect to be very sore the next day.
Yeah, but that's bad for who?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Trellan and Xandros heading into town.
Right, I'm going with it as well.
And Imperative.
Yeah.
And it's amusing, we don't have the craftsman dwarf heading in with you.
The dwarf's on the kitchen really.
Dimitri's thought is, oh goody. The same ones who got in trouble with town in the morning, going again in the afternoon. Great.
Well, they almost left without me. Imagine what boring stuff they do with that happened.
Okay, so the first smithy you come across, you can see a halfling toiling away at the anvil.
Next door. Not even gonna try it. Just nope. Next. Sees it's a halfling. Is like, let's try the next one. There's plenty of smithies in the city.
Okay, so you come across a really clean-looking place that has lots of boxes in the window. Maybe one of these will do what you're looking for. And you can see quite a lot of gnomish sigils on the door.
See, no, that's much better. Is it like a shop front or is it like a forge that is clean?
It appears to be a shop front and potentially a forge as well if they make them on site.
Never trust a clean forge.
How is that a word of wisdom?
Because a forge in use is going to be dirty. Because they're spending time actually honing their craft. They're spending time constantly keeping a forge clean. They're spending more time cleaning than they are forging.
Okay. That does make sense.
That is an astute observation.
Unless, of course, you have magic, which breaks all things.
Oh yes, but
or technology in the case of gnomes.
yeah, I'm gonna head into that store.
Okay, walking in, you see the nice shiny anvil off to the side. Looks brand new to your eyes.
Hmm.
So shiny
Hello?
you can see it glinting, and coming out of the back room is a 3-foot gnome with a cloak that looks to be at least 6 feet long.
Yeah.
Oh, hello there, friend.
Hiding a
I,
halfling underneath it.
Isn't that a bit of a trip hazard?
He looks down at his cloak and says, "Only if I stand on it."
Okay.
I, very simple request, my friend. I need a lead box. Maybe, and Xander just gonna like gesture with his hands, maybe like yay big.
He says, I'm sure I can cater for something like that." And he starts describing a lot of chemistry and technical words to you. Give me a sense motive.
What would that be?
Is
Right.
Insight.
insight.
Alrighty. First roll of the night. 19.
19. Okay, so you have a feeling this is one of those gnomes that could quite literally sell ice to someone living in the ice fields.
Hmm.
There are quite a few gnomes who are known for being able to sell you absolutely worthless crap that you're happy to buy.
But,
I thought that was a character trait of halflings, but whatever.
Halflings have been known to do that. Gnomes have a reputation for doing that, except they generally sell you contracts that require you to keep paying them long after you have taken the useless crap from them. So they're known for their bureaucracy, whereas the halflings just are one and done.
yeah. Dangerous is one aware of this and also knows that he doesn't really want to be messing around with it too much and being tracked.
But he pulls out a box that looks very serviceable for what you need. He says, and he pulls out a scroll and says, "Just sign here and pay 50 credits, and you're good to go."
No. I want to check, like, first of all, that the box is actually lead and not, just heavy iron or something.
Okay, so that would fall under engineering as a skill, which is something you might not have yet.
That is correct. I do
So-
not have that.
Make it a straight intelligence check then.
Straight intel. 13.
You think it's lead?
It's heavy, must be lead.
You're not sure. This is probably the sort of thing a dwarf would be able to tell you.
Or a gnome.
Hmm.
I'm sure you
Is-
could trust a gnome.
Is Bradshaw with me?
He is not. He's currently doing dishes.
Helpful.
I wander over
Mhm.
and sort of interject in the conversation. I say, the most important thing about this box is that we can put a gnome in it. I'm attempting to intimidate him, by the way.
Mhm. Give me an intimidation roll as you try to intimidate him.
17.
He looks up at you and laughs.
He heard the story of your exploits this morning.
He says, "So you're the drunken one my friends were telling me about."
Oh, I'm not drunk anymore, mate. But I can get drunk and angry.
Says, sure. He pulls out a flask of cheap booze and says, go for your life if you like.
Alright, I take it from him. I smash it on the ground. And I say, stop mucking around. We're here to buy a box. We just want a box. We don't want a contract. We just want a box.
Well, the contract covers insurance and all that sort of stuff, he says, in case something
You're
goes
gonna-
wrong and it doesn't suit the needs of the purchaser. It covers, him for all sorts of problems.
Alright, we'll just get a box somewhere else because otherwise you're gonna need insurance.
I think you are the problem. And Zadris is just gonna like go and walk away.
Well, hey, if you don't like contracts, you should deal with halflings. They don't use contracts.
Zadris is going to just let out like a long, kind of exasperated sigh. Just stare up at the sky. And just go, fine, and walk back to the halfling smith.
Okay, as you walk in, he looks up and going, hey, you look familiar. Do I know you from somewhere?
I doubt it. I just have one of those faces, People
One of
like you
those-
assume
one
that
of those shells.
all turtles look the same to you lot, apparently.
Well, my friend describes someone very similar to you who turned someone into a bush.
Yo, that's crazy. I have never turned anyone into a bush.
Well, that's a shame. I was going to give that person a gift, but hey, if you're not him, that's not my problem. So, how can I help the unfortunate turtle who's walked into my shop?
It's a very simple request. I need a lead ball. About yay, and I do the same spiel. Like, yay big, lead. And I emphasize it needs to be lead.
Does it need to be fully made of lead or just lead lined? Because lead lined is cheaper and lighter. Lead would be quite serviceable but quite heavy. And might take him about a week or two to build.
Ooh.
Most people don't
How
deal in
long?
solid lead.
Would I know roughly like how much lead I'd need to prevent scrying?
Give me an Arcana check.
That is an 18.
You know that you'd only need a thin sheet of lead to do so. It is a common thing they put in things they want to protect from detection.
Lead line is fine. I felt the need to specify it must be lead. The gnome tried to.
Oh, you dealt with a gnome, he said, laughing.
Yeah,
he doesn't even
just
make
had
his own
trails
stuff.
on.
He buys stuff from me. And then he
I
charges
suspected
people
as
triple.
I suspected as much. That forge is far too clean to ever be in operation.
Well, he eats off it exactly.
That does not surprise me. Yes, a lead line box. Do you have one of the size that I would need?
I can rig it up for you by the morning.
That would be excellent. How much?
Well, if you bring, he thinks for a moment, 2 gold tomorrow, he'll have it ready for you. If not, he's sure he can find a buyer. So you don't need to put a down payment on something you can easily sell.
Thank you. And just as Zadris is kind of like walking out the door, his curiosity gets the better of him, and he's like, just out of curiosity, if I were to run into this other turtle who turns people into bushes, what
Yeah, turtle could
what-
time a ducket around here.
exactly? Yeah, there's so many around. But I know how much your kind struggle to discern one of us from the other. But I would send him your way. What sort of gift could he expect?
Something that might surprise him, he says.
Oh, yes.
It gives you a wink.
Pardon?
It gives you a wink at the end of that.
Hmm. Being as long-lived as we are, surprises can be sometimes the only variety we get in life. I will let him know.
There are many ways to be surprised. He will see you in the morning, good sir.
Alright, I exit the store.
Oh, he's a friendly fellow, wasn't
He knows.
he?
So yes, where do you want to head back now that you've arranged yourself a box?
I mean, unless anyone had anything else they wanted to do, I was going to head back for the tavern.
Well, you can always look around and see if you can get that flying carpet.
Why would I need a flying carpet? I can turn into multiple things that can fly. And one of my star forms can fly. I don't need to fly. You guys are the ones that need flying.
Well, I'm happy because I've got a $48,000 credit with Rheddrians, so let's have a look.
I thought we were advocating for going slowly in order to look for clues along the way.
Well, that's
Instead
if you
of
listen
flying
to the
straight
rest
there. Oh, yeah, I've made the number one mistake you don't make. How silly. Oh well. Probably still drunk.
So do you wish to try to find a carpet salesman?
Yes.
Okay, it's not that hard to find them, considering Yalarum is not far away, and they are the center of making flying carpets.
Oh,
And you see quite the array of armed guards around the tent that gives you a good feeling that this is probably where they would sell something magical. As there's 2 guards on each corner of the tent, and their weapons are glowing even though they're not holding them.
yep.
And as you approach, you can hear their weapons vibrate.
Their weapons of warning. They detect enemies.
So you see a wizened old woman come out of the shop going, "So, how may I help you?"
I'm looking for a flying carpet
Points in the shop.
to
"See,
accommodate 6 people.
there's a flying carpet right there. You've achieved your goals. Congratulations," she says.
And I take it for a test drive. Only in, I'm fine if you accompany me.
You have your license.
She says, "Has you flown before?"
I don't think so. It's a bit hazy, like once you get over 100.
As well, is any of your compatriots wishing to purchase a carpet, or are they just going to watch your exploits as you sail across the sky?
Oh,
No, that's the idea of being able to accommodate 6 people.
So I have a big spender here, I see. Do you happen to have enough credits to purchase such a luxury?
I do have some. It's a limited supply.
Now, biggest
But,
carpet is available.
But what's the minimum price for a flying carpet that accommodates 6?
Well, if you want to accommodate 6 sprites, I can get them on a carpet for maybe about 20,000.
No, I think because we have a Dragonborn, we'd be looking for a much larger size.
Well, they're all about poundage and how much you can carry. So the heavier you are, the less people it carries. Have your friends been watching what they eat?
I don't think so.
Then you might want to
Because
go
one's a turtle
You might want to go for the deluxe model then.
or a turtle.
He says, well, they do refer themselves as
Oh, he can-
turtles. But if you'd like to call them turtle, I'm sure you can find yourself meeting their shell sometime when you're not expecting it.
Or he can just shape change into a flying creature.
Ooh, can you turn into a bird, she says?
Pardon?
Can you turn into
I
a bird?
can't.
A bird?
Yeah.
Of course I can.
Songbird.
Essentially.
How about a bird with wild plumage?
I have sometimes.
You have. Does that mean you can do so now? I will provide a discount if you do.
Why? It seems an odd request.
It's a bit of a voyeur.
I just got told you could turn into a bird, and I love birds, so I'd like to see you turn into a magnificent plumaged bird.
Can I, like, what sort of vibe am I getting from this person?
Well, she does appear to be curious, but more than that, give me a insight roll. I was trying to remember the word. I keep saying sensibility because that was the previous version of the game.
22.
22. She does seem to have an agenda, but you don't know what it is.
She wants to go on a date with you. She's got a thing for turtles and birds.
I think I will retain my current form. Whenever.
But
I ask if she would like to see me turn into a bird.
she looks at you and goes, "Can you turn into a bird?"
That depends on exactly what you mean by that. I then flap my wings and let out a caw and prance around the room.
Give me a performance roll.
Okay. 20.
It is quite a magnificent performance. You get a lot of onlookers, and by the time you finish, there's probably about 100 copper coins tossed at your feet.
I bow and I say, even a real bird can't dance like that.
She turns to Xandros and goes, "Is that a challenge? Can you meet the challenge?"
Yeah, maybe I should have challenged Thor to a dance contest. Oh, well, I'll know for next time.
Yeah, these my dancing days are well and truly behind me. Old bones don't quite move like they used to.
She nods in agreement. She understands what that's like. So she says, "My largest carpet goes for 35,000 coins of the gold variety." She says.
I think I've got 24,000.
That means you're a little bit short, she says.
That's right.
Is there anyone else that can dip in?
Probably.
I do not have much gold to my name.
When we leveled up to tier 3, there was an incremental adjustment to the credit that you had with Rheddrian.
The others didn't get as much because they hadn't been with him for as long.
Okay.
Well, I've got a problem because my character sheet says I have 123,000, and I'm almost certain that that's not true.
Ooh.
It does sound like a lot.
It does sound like too much.
Did you mistype a couple of zeros in there?
That's quite possible. Look, I'm willing to go out on a limb and say that I can support this current venture to the tune of 1,000, which I think is what you need, isn't it?
No, I think 11,000.
Yeah.
Oh, well, 11,000. Okay. I'm just not sure that I actually do have that much.
Well, let's just say you've got about 15 left over from stuff you haven't spent, and we'll work on it from there.
Yeah. All right, I can throw in 5.
So what about other people?
Any other takers?
I can show you the world.
No, you've only got Andros is the other option there, haven't you?
I've got, I think, all of like 600 gold.
Hmm.
So maybe you might need to come back when you have more funds at your disposal, she says. Or just buy a cheaper one that won't quite carry all your friends. That's
Well,
if friends they are.
the total is self-sufficient. I guess the Dragonborn is not.
He does have wings.
Oh, that's good. That's cool. All right, we might only need 3 or 4 people.
Well, in that case, then you probably do have enough to buy the cheap one for 20,000.
Woohoo! All right, I'll do that.
It can carry up to 250 pounds.
Well, that's like
That sounds a bit low.
yeah, that is not enough. That's enough for just me.
Or for 25,000,
yeah.
you can double that to 500 pounds.
What for?
For 25,000, you can double the carrying capacity to 500 pounds.
And it becomes a bit bigger, a bit more roomy.
Yeah.
That's still only really well. I mean, it depends how much everyone weighs, I guess. Because my guy's like 200 pounds, and that's without any armor.
It does add up very quickly. Says, so, what shall it be, my tall elf friend?
Well, the main problem is I'm having trouble scrolling to my stat block to see how much I actually have in Rheddrian credits.
Well, I haven't updated the webpage, so that won't help there.
Unless it's over 24,000 or 34,000.
You probably had not spent much of the money you had beforehand, so you might have enough to buy the larger one if you wish to. Whereas Trellin hasn't spent much money lately.
Well, I'll go out and roll him.
Possibly.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, the only thing I would have thought Callum might have spent money on would be his stronghold and his staff. As in, like, personnel, I mean, not wooden thing.
Which he has not at this stage.
Well, I'm pretty sure I did buy the Flame Tongue Longsword. But I don't know why it's not scrolling, but I can't even get the cursor up.
In which case, let's just say you currently have enough money to sink into it. If not, we'll figure out how much you owe later down the track. How much would you like to spend on stuff?
Well, I'd like to spend 34,000 in order so that, or so the Dragonborn seems to have wings.
He does seem to have wings.
And can he fly?
You've not really seen him do it, but you don't see why he can't.
Of course, remember, he's also got his heart.
Yeah, but, well, I guess that's a magical cart too.
In many ways, it's not seem to act as a normal cart, that's for sure.
All right. Yeah, I'll spend the 35,000.
Okay. She says, before or after you take it for a ride, sir?
I'd like to have a test drive.
She just wanted to remind you that you had wanted to do so instead of just walking over money and then going, "Hey, just got a carpet."
No, I'd like to have a test drive, and I don't mind you accompanying me.
Okay. Well, she does say that she will have to be the one to activate it because until you pay for it, she will not give you the command on how to do so.
No worries.
Okay, so you see she rolls out a carpet that is 6 feet wide and 9 feet long.
Not bad.
You can haul quite a lot of stuff on this. It can carry up to 1,000 pounds.
Awesome.
And it feels a little slow to you because you can actually run faster than this carpet.
Yeah, but I think over mountains it would still be.
You can walk faster.
I probably could, but running along mountains does involve a lot of up and down movement.
So the base speed of the carpet is 15 feet. But if you've got less than 500 pounds on it, it increases to 30 feet. So even at half weight, you're still running faster than it.
Well, except I can run 55 feet, but whatever.
That's right.
But you can actually do 110 because you can do a move as an action as well as your standard move.
Ah, of course, yes.
Resist can only do.
But I don't know how long I can go for. Like, is it 8 hours or how does it work?
You can technically do that for 8 hours before exhaustion starts kicking in. But you'd be leaving everyone else way behind you.
And so the flying carpet can go for 24 hours. As long as we sort of stay awake in shifts, so we don't crash into something. Is that okay?
That is okay. And what sort of stylization does the carpet have?
It's Persian.
Does it have any sort of themes?
It's just got like a nice little matrix on it, so yeah.
Just giving you the chance to describe it however you want to.
Yeah, so yeah, it is a Persian one at its base, and it's got some intricate threads through it, and I guess that's what gives it its magic.
So as it comes down to land, Xandros realizes that the carpet's bigger than his home.
Okay.
You shall.
Now I'm sure he has a little hut somewhere back amongst the other turtle tribe.
Quite a sizable carpet. Do you know how to fly it?
I'm going to get lessons.
By the time you've paid, you've been told how it all works.
Awesome.
And if you attune to it, no one else can command it.
What's the alternative to attunement?
If it's not attuned, then anyone can command it.
That sounds a little bit
And
dangerous.
it may also not fly well.
Yeah, good point.
It's like going like a can. Certainly, if you attune to it, it will be more effective. How ineffective it is, or how effective it is without attunement, you have to test out and try.
But she does say most of the commands are in Elysian.
I don't know that language, but I can.
So she teaches you
hopefully
some
learn.
strange words that allows you to do the basics.
Okay. Up, down, turn left, turn right.
Well, if you don't understand left, then all you have to do is keep turning right until you're going left.
And then straight ahead.
I've heard you can unlock like they're very much faster if you give it a specific set of commands. Up, down, down. Left, right, left, right.
Cheat mode activated.
Yeah.
The carpet has no clipping and you fall through it.
So at night, I can pull out the flank tongue longsword and see 80 feet. And what?
Cut off the carpet.
No, I just hold it aloft and just be able to see 80 feet.
And show everyone in the area where you are at night. The paladin did want to challenge
that. There is that challenge, but since I've got that attuned as well, yeah.
They're 5 attunements, remember.
Well, I do have the Cloak of Displacement, the Eagle Eye Bow, the Flame Tongue Longsword, the Cloak of Displacement, and the... No, that's it. So this would be the
fifth one.
Flying Cup.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'll make sure I get some flying lessons about turning left and then straight ahead and all that sort of thing.
Okay, you think you've got the basics of flying. You may need to learn another language.
Okay.
Thank you, teacher.
Oh, you know Elysian?
You haven't found a language yet to meet you does know.
Right. I think I've got like 3 levels to make sure I understand every language.
That's not to say that the Niku don't know Elysian, but that's it. You haven't found anything he doesn't know yet.
Because even if he doesn't know it, he doesn't admit it.
I mean, I have a Statin shadow amulet, which allows me to understand every language,
Yeah,
but
not speaking.
I can't speak it. Yeah.
Which means you'd have to have taken the amulet off for you to learn the words to say.
Okay, cool.
Because otherwise you'll be hearing the word up instead of the Elysian word for up.
Yeah. But fortunately, that hasn't been attuned.
So yes, you do manage to learn the words you need to control it with basic movement.
Cool. Thank you.
And she was quite patient with you, which you found surprising considering she was human.
Oh, okay. She wasn't a gnome, that's fine.
But she did tell you stories of fabled treasures of the desert lands.
Alright, so I did guess about the Persian carpet. That's good.
Well, it is Arabian stylized.
Awesome.
So Ilarum is Arabian Nights, is pretty much what it's based on.
Ah, okay, got it.
Okay, so yes, I'm assuming at this point people return back to Dimitri.
Yes, I'll go and just present this flying carpet.
Does Dimitri think of it as a gift?
Sorry?
Does Dimitri think of it as a gift as it's been presented to him?
No.
I didn't say you were actually. I didn't say you were doing it. I'm just saying, is that what Dimitri would think?
Okay.
No, that's what I well, but...
I was talking about the stage 2, by the way. So.
A serviceable carpet, but and yes, it'll certainly still allow us to travel at the nice and high pace.
For 24 hours a day, that's good. So you can take your bedding and those sorts of things along, your bedroll and that sort of stuff, because I can see in dim light.
Yes, but you still have to be awake and alert, and
well, fortunately, because I also have the eagle eye bow and I'm holding it, that gives me advantage on perception checks.
no, but okay, you've got to be awake and alert to actually control the carpet.
Yeah, I'm all good. Because I only need 4 hours of rest, so I'm all good on that.
Ah,
So unless dispelled, the carpet doesn't actually need to shut down at any point.
Yeah.
So he can technically say he's now got his bed wherever he goes, and while everyone else sleeps on the ground, he just unrolls his carpet and sets up on his carpet for the night.
Awesome.
But hey, it is almost as big as he is rolled up, about 6 feet in length.
Yeah.
Well, basically, that's why I never actually rolled it up, because that way I have to carry it. If he unrolls it, he carries
It just flies. Just flies, yeah.
So yes, you now have transportation. You have heard of people turning it into a living room to fly around places.
What was that word? Sorry?
Turning it into a living room so you can fly around places. So you put all your comforts of home on top, and then you just fly by yourself while everyone else walks.
No, that's... I have a minimalist approach. No more than 10 days of food.
Okay, so you have yourself ready.
Yeah. And we'll head off. Unless anyone else has got business.
Now, I've successfully taken care of business.
Right.
Achieved all my goals.
Rachel's keen to get out of the space, otherwise he's back in the kitchen again. So,
Yeah.
So if you were to fly non-stop, you think you can get there in 2 days?
Awesome. See, that was a saving.
Tonight.
No, we can, because I've got the flame tongue longsword, and I just hold it aloft, and I can see out to 80 feet.
Yes. And where are we sleeping?
On the carpet. In your bedroll.
You expect people to sleep on a moving carpet where
Deluxe.
there's beds, and how many people do you expect to sleep on this carpet?
4 or 5.
And what about when I need to rest?
What do you need to rest?
It's like a bucket of water or something.
No, I need space to transform from my animal form, rest for an hour, and then I can fly for 2 hours, and then rest for an hour.
Well, I don't mind if you take up part of the flying carpet and...
But can the carpet support us all?
It holds 1,000 pounds, so we're all good.
At 1,000 pounds, you're expecting that to be 3 to 4 characters.
Well, it'd be, 4 lightweight characters.
Yeah, at the moment, me with all my gear, 350 pounds.
Jeez.
But, I actually started walking right at the start of this adventure after I was drunk, so I'm most of the way there.
At least you think you are. They might fly past you in the morning and you're going, hey!
I thought you meant like, I'll arrive and then I'll wake up and I'm still on the floor of the temple.
That would be even funnier.
Okay, so the turtle can shapeshift into a flying creature, but it does require a long rest.
But it requires a short rest after 2 hours of flying.
And how fast can you go?
That is a very good question. Let me quickly check my stat blocks.
I would recommend that we
Okay, so if you're using
start out in the morning. Sorry, go ahead.
if he's going to use the level up rules for shape change instead of the 5th edition rules, the difference is you can stay as a bird for 11 hours.
Even better.
But you can stay in wild shape equal to the number of hours to your level.
Perfect. In which case, yes, I can be a bird for 11 hours, and then I will need time to rest. And
But if you're flying twice as fast, then you can rest in a tree or something like that.
I can't rest in wild shape. I have to unwild shape.
Okay.
And then, so my...
And technically you can use your wild shape 4 times per day.
Yeah, so I could just keep flying. I'll probably be exhausted by the end, but I can keep flying.
Or you can just turn yourself into a bird and sit on the carpet taking up no weight.
Even better. Yeah, I'm just gonna be a hawk.
Now, can I suggest that we all have a good night's sleep here in the hotel, in the night room inn. We'll set out in the morning, and when travel becomes too difficult, or we come across a chasm between mountain ranges that we're trying to cut across, then we might look at the slow movement of the carpet.
Sure.
Okay. Considering a carpet of that size, if we were to put the weight that it could carry on there with all the people who don't necessarily have a natural ability to fly, means that even Bradshaw there could crawl on his hands and knees faster than the carpet would do.
Well, your destination is
Everyone-
roughly 72
Everyone
miles
gets
away.
dumbfounded by Beaky's speech. But yeah, so basically the idea that, yeah, the carpet's going to come in handy, but I don't think it's going to be useful for actually flying all the way there.
So, knowing maps and roughly where you're going to go, you think it would be faster to go via Fort Hobart, head into the corner and spend 4 days in the mountains instead of 8 or 9 days crossing it.
That sounds good.
Yeah, sure.
And that's it. It'll give the
And we can also see if Drazzle can fly.
It's always useful. And it will only take you 21 hours to fly from the mountain at that point to the valley that you've been suggested to go to.
No worries.
But that's after spending 3 days getting to that point.
That's fine.
Which means if you spent 2 10-hour shifts flying, you could get there fairly quickly.
Does that work for you, tall dude?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. That'll work.
Okay, so you pack your belongings. Do you leave anything behind at the Night Rivet Inn that you don't want to take up into the mountains? Because you won't be taking any of your followers up with you, or potentially most of your mounts.
Especially if we're going to try and kill all the carpet very decent.
That's right. So I would just
Actually,
run.
even offloading, potentially maybe to leave some of the heavy equipment behind if they're expecting to be able to fly on the carpet.
I am the heavy equipment.
I was wondering about that. Yeah.
Well, actually, I suspect that Jackal is probably the heaviest.
And Drazzle would take up he would take up half the weight capacity of your carpet just by Drazzle alone.
We can do a dry run of Drazzle flying.
The bandit. Anyway, we'll enjoy another nice meal here at the Night Rivet Inn. Comfortable bed, and set out in the morning, as long as people don't decide to get distracted and wander off into town for random reasons.
Bradford's back in the kitchen again.
Such as picking up a lead line box.
Yes.
Yeah, better go collect that so I can store my arrow and not be tracked.
So you find your meal is spiced potatoes with lots of different vegetables. Quite a hearty meal. And one of Rachel's favourites, which makes him more worried.
Yeah. I feel that I come out of the kitchen in like a bit of a limp kind of thing, so yeah.
And in the morning, there's a don't ask, don't tell passed amongst everyone about what Bradshaw was up to the night before.
Oh. Okay. Yep.
No one's surprised about what happened, and no one really wants to ask about it.
That's good. You asked about him, can't you? Anyway.
And can Drazzle fly?
He does seem to be able to fly, though he rarely does it.
Alright. I can coach him on the flying carpet and make sure he can blast the distance.
Well, to be fair, Dragon's already there.
Of course he is.
There is a reason he rarely flies.
I might have to log off because I'm a bit tired at the moment. So.
Okay, you go get some rest, and we will see you next time. Though we're not on in 2 weeks, just...
Yep.
The next game is 4 weeks away.
Yep.
Okay, so yes, you start to get everything ready to go in the morning and start heading out to Fort Hobart. Though before you go, Xandros runs off and gets his box.
That's uneventful. I'm not getting surprised and stabbed while I'm collecting my box.
Do you wish to get surprised and stabbed?
No, I'm just...
You don't get surprised and stabbed.
Okay.
He just gets stabbed. He's not surprised.
I knew this was coming.
There's always a reason to everything.
I can take my eagle eye bow, and that gives me advantage on being able to see things. So hopefully that would provide some level of protection.
So you have oversight from Trellin. You probably don't have a Bradshaw or a Dimitri because Bradshaw doesn't really help with knickknacks. He's too busy cleaning.
And Dimitri's preparing, he was saying, he said there was no reason going to town, so.
So you
I mean,
return.
let's face it, if someone wanted to hide an item that could be scryed upon them, obvious place to put it in an exponential space, like a pound a bag of holding.
Which is even better in a lead line box, because then even if they can see into the actual space, they still can't find it.
Yeah. And more importantly, the arrow doesn't stab the inside of your bag.
So, reaching the halfling, you see he's created a bunch of latches that suit your fingers.
This is craftwork beyond what I expected.
Well, he says you wanted to have a box that you could use, not a box you have to ask someone else to use. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Then you've got exactly what you asked for.
Thank you. What was it? 2 gold?
Yes, 2 gold. Thank you, Bruce.
I take out 3. Yeah, sure.
And he says, and if you hadn't turned that idiot into a tree, I probably would have charged you 10 times for the box.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What tree?
Neither do I. Have a good day, sir.
Xavier kind of like smiles to himself, you know. Arrow just directly into the box, immediately slams it shut, leaps it high, and then out of the sword, like, smug look on his face is like, I didn't mean to turn him into a tree, but it worked out in my favour.
And you find it quite easy to operate.
That man is not dead. He's just had a life-altering magical affliction.
He's now more useful to society in producing fruit.
And oxygen. He went from being a waste of space and oxygen to providing space and oxygen.
Yes, you arrive back at the inn an hour after sunrise. And Dimitri's still preparing to go.
Only because you wasn't expecting to be back so quickly.
I'll be tapping my feet.
In your dreams, you've traversed the mountainside 5 times by now, trying to find the place.
So, we're ready then?
Indeed.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Takes you 2 days to reach Fort Hobart, and because of the military patrols along that section, there are no issues with brigands. There's very few would
And we're
come that close.
several hundred feet above them.
Some of you are, yes.
Okay.
But it'll take a lot longer than 2 days if we're travelling at 15 feet.
30 feet.
Only if you only 500 pounds on the carpet. And even then, that still makes it slower than a horse.
I've thrown up a lot of books that people have put on that anyway, so it's all good.
Cool.
So I throw up a lot of books.
Yeah, I've thrown up all the books, but then I also replaced it with beer, so it hasn't actually made us go any faster. I apologise.
It's like it's to make you certainly put your books on the carpet.
Though
All
Imperative does find that he doesn't have the taste for beer anymore.
About a year this has happened.
You just smell beer and it just smells stale and off and tasteless.
Like when you're a little kid.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm going to continue to navigate this.
And now you find you've got yourself with a whole pile of beer kegs that you don't want to drink. Having swapped it
You
out
can just
for
place them on the road. I can. Someone else's good fortune.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it can be your gift to Fort Hobart when you reach there. Yeah, have some kegs.
Mhm.
But yeah, so but the other thing is, so we obviously don't get affected by bandits or things like that because they're patrols. Do we see any evidence of bad activity or giant activity or anything like that on the road between Selenica and Fort Hobart?
Not along this section. It is the one of the safest parts of the region. Only known to have goblins occasionally come this way, but goblins will more often hit the gap on the way into Yulara.
Yeah.
That you will be passing between two goblin tribes as you head to where the starship has crashed.
And Fort Hobart is American military?
It is. It is the northernmost military station on this side of Alpine. There are no more settlements beyond that. Everything north of that is overrun and considered borderlands.
So the intent when we get to Fort Hobart, we'll need to again get an update on how things are going, whether effective, all the forces have effectively returned from the front line to the west, the stalling of the Master's armies.
Well, you're greeted by the captain of the fort, who apologises, saying the general still hasn't returned from the war effort. As the general protects the fort and the region.
I suspect there's a lot of personnel that haven't returned and probably never will, but obviously you have a decent numbers here devoted to World Patrol.
With all the problems happening right now, we need to keep this space safe. Otherwise, if we need to retreat, there is no safe place to go. The fort cannot hold itself against large numbers, not with the depleted forces that have gone and faced the Master.
Has there been any, have the goblins been taking advantage of the Derek and having to send forces west?
They would if they knew we didn't have the forces to repel them, but we've been putting our people out in numbers.
Very good. So there's been no other particular incidents or concerns in the recent months?
He's heard of skirmishes along the south of the forest of Alpine, but he doesn't believe them because there's been no traffic going from the mountains into the forest. Whatever's been coming out of the forest and attacking, he believes originated in the forest.
Yes, it would seem that there certainly was some unrest in the forest, but hopefully that has been significantly reduced. We've heard tales of an unusual find to the east of here.
Says there's always wild tales of people finding stuff, but he just thinks people are just crazy in their head. Most people who go into those mountains wind up walking out of a direction they don't even realise and end up somewhere else. It really messes with the compasses do not work in that region.
Which potentially may justify the. We've heard stories of an unusual flying ship having crash landed there. Have you had those tales? Have you heard any of that with Queen?
He doesn't believe such tall tales. He says if something like that had crashed, they would have heard it.
We can potentially this crashed quite some time ago.
He's been here for years. He's sure he would have heard something crashing in the mountains.
I guess that would explain it then. So, but certainly, to make sure that actually, I get to the fort. I arranged accommodation there for the evening, and presumably
They put you up in one of the empty barracks because there's quite a few. From what you can tell, Fort Hobart is very much a skeleton crew of people manning the walls and people out on patrol.
And the number of straw men holding helmets up on the walls as well.
There's quite a few of those. Hey, a show of force is sometimes better than the force itself.
Indeed. Particularly with such, particularly when you're dealing with uneducated like the goblins.
Oh, I thought you were talking about wills.
They're easily confused.
So just be careful with dealing with the ones in Karameikos. He's heard that they're trickier than normal.
Wow. Personally, I consider those standard. And so, goblins are stupid. So, if they become more stupid away from Karameikos, well, hey, I'm surprised they could rub two feet together.
You have heard the tales of techno-goblins up in the mountains near the Castilian Keep.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, okay.
So you've got Castilian Keep over here. And in the area north of that is supposed to be some techno-goblins that are quite adept at technology.
To make you know Castilian Keep well. Considering he's a member of the 4th Castilian Army,
He has a rank.
Sorry, the Castilian Guard Battalion, 4th Division of the Karameikos Army.
Alright, folks, I think I'm gonna head up as well. I'm exhausted. I will see you in 4 weeks instead of 2.
I was thinking of going, yes, we'll have to go a restful night at Fort Hobart and then head out in the morning as of the start of the next session.
That sounds like a good plan. So we'll see everyone in 4 weeks.
Thank you very much, all.
Yep.
Well, thank you for not killing me when I was having a drinking contest with Thor.
Well, you knocked yourself out.
And enjoy Fenno this weekend if you go. Just don't mention it.
Oh yeah, well, I'm thinking less about going now. Anyway,
Oh, it's fun to just be aware of that issue.
Alright, fair enough.
It is a good opportunity to actually look at some other systems.
Oh, so yeah.
So
Good on you.
I'm going to put on an
Have a good night, all.
What happened?
it's going to put on an end credit so we're not talking.
Yep.
No worries.